Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome to Star Wars The Clone Wars Adventures Emulator. Star Wars The Clone Wars Adventures used to be an online MMORPG game that was run by Sony Online Entertainment, S.O.E for short, until they were bought out by Daybreak Studios, I believe, back around 2014. Now, Star Wars The Clone Wars Adventures, the original game, shut down on, actually today, March 31st, 2014, at exactly 8:07 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, Clone Wars Adventures Emulator was a game a lot of people really enjoyed, even though it lacked a lot of content, but overall, the game was extremely fun to play. It brought out all of our creativity, all our imaginations, and all of our fan stories upon our characters, including mine, as he went through a bunch of name changes. Now, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Dark Emperor Snake, and I used to go by Dark Lord Snake back in the original game, when it was still active. Now, I've been through my fair share on emulators. There have been so many emulators that have claimed that they were going to be the legit ones, that they were going to officially launch on the 31st of March for the celebration, for the dedication for the shutdown game. But unfortunately, all of those promises were eventually broken. Now, the developers who are currently doing this Star Wars The Clone Wars Adventures emulator, if you guys have watched my previous videos, then I'm going to say the exact same thing that I've always said in the past. So, let's get right to it. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Star Wars The Clone Wars Adventures emulator, the official 100% legit official emulator that has proven their progress every single time, and they are continuing to do so with the outstanding work that they have already proven. So, of course, this emulator is currently in the pre-alpha stage. I believe, I forgot what update they're on right now, but anyway, that doesn't matter. Star Wars The Clone Wars Adventures emulator. If you're looking for the legit, 1000% legit emulator, this is the one you're going to go to. Now, of course, this is still in early work stages. As I mentioned, this is pre-alpha, and the entire video is basically just going to be a big dedication to today, because today is a very, very special day and a very emotional day for a lot of us, including myself. So anyway, we're going to be reviewing the entire emulator from start to finish. We're going to be checking out everything that they possibly have currently in-game, and then we're going to review majority of everything. We're going to discuss what's already in the emulator as we go through it, and then we're going to discuss at the very end what's going to be coming later down the line. So one thing that I will point out, the loading screens are going to have more of a animated theme than the original Clone Wars Adventures game had. As you can tell, it has like a little backdrop of a different planet. Obviously this one is Camino, that's with a lot of rain dripping down. That's the thing that I loved the absolute most, and there are a lot more different scene backgrounds that are like this. So that's the best part that I find the most enjoyable. Not only that, your character is always located on the right side of the screen. I'm not sure if your character might pop up on the left side sometimes. It might, but so far I haven't experienced that yet. So now if we go down here, we got three options. But we have multiplayer option, which is not in effect. Multiplayer server, I should say, will not be available until, at my guess, my personal guess, multiplayer will not be releasing until mid-2020 or early 2021. Now, I know that's sad for a lot of people to hear that, but that's the truth. The current stage that we have available is single player. Now, we have single player. We also have settings, which is pretty basic. You got the controls here. Sometimes it'll freeze up as well, but you can enter your name here and then enter what your squad name was on the bottom of it. Now, I don't believe that'll be in the official emulator. I'm sure the name will be, but I'm not sure the squad will be unless you're the actual creator. Video-wise, same thing. We're going to stick with Fantastic for now. But you do have quite some different options. You have Fastest, Fast, Simple, Good, Beautiful, and Fantastic. Give me just 1 second because I'm going to shut my window real quick offside. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Audio, pretty explainable. You can increase the volume, decrease it for the volume of the actual emulator itself. And then the news, I believe, will take you straight to their official website. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken... No, that's the forums, never mind. There used to be a emulator forums that they had going, but they shut that down for now. To work more on that later on. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump straight in. Now, what I love about this emulator is everything that you see in the emulator will be exactly like what it was in the original game. Now, as you can tell, I already got my character here. And obviously, we'll definitely go through, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to go through absolutely everything. So, why don't we start with just exploring around a little bit. As you can already tell, this is a shopping area. I forgot what key binding clears the screen, so I'll have to look at that later. For now, though, we can definitely go into first person, though. So as I mentioned, a lot of this is still going to be pre-alpha stage. A lot of it's not going to be done yet. So, for example, a lot of the vendors, as you can see here, the vendors will not... You can't buy anything in this game quite yet. Not until later down the line, obviously. However, one thing that I will mention, you can definitely still collect the credit orbs. I do love the animation for some of this stuff as well. The NPCs you can interact with. We're not going to do that right now, though. We're going to keep exploring for now. But shopping area, once the official servers are launched, and obviously, yes, we'll be able to purchase whatever we want. Let's go into the archives. Alright, so the archives, basically, like I mentioned, the exact same thing from the original game. There you go. Like I mentioned, I'll have to definitely figure out, was it control? No? No. Never mind. I'll have to figure that out later. So anyway, unfortunately, we don't have key bindings for this just yet. I hope that will be an option later on, though. But anyway, we have Ayla Secura over here for the Force Perception minigame. Now, for those who are wondering, are there any minigames currently playable in the emulator? There is only one for just the moment, which we'll see in the Hangar. I'm not going to say the name of it just yet until we get into the Hangar, though. We have Jocasta Nu for the Daily Holocron. Oops. Hopefully the controls will be a lot more a lot more easier to control once the emulator is officially launched. But anyway, so this is basically the Jedi Library, Jedi Archives, whatever you want to call it. And like I mentioned, a lot of this stuff, actually I haven't mentioned this yet, but my personal opinion upon how everything looks in the emulator is, like the settings describes it, fantastic. We're going to go into the workshop, and as you can already tell, off the side we have a little holocron there. The collections, that's right here as well. The collections will definitely make a return in this. Let me... But anyway, like I mentioned earlier, the collections will make a return in the emulator. Pretty much everything that was in the original game will officially be back in this one as well. So, yeah, pretty much. Technician Workstation, I believe that was for crafting back in the original game. I'm not 100% sure. And then you also have Commander Bly for droid programming as well. Another holocron. I guess I can go ahead and show you what that does. So let's go ahead and take that. Pretty much the same. I believe that was the same animation style the original game used for your character picking up something. But basically that just adds the whatever you have into your current collection. Collect so many pieces and just basically get a reward, etc. So that's the workstation. You also have Eth Koth over here for Rocket Rescue. One of my favorite minigames as well. Oops, there we go. Alright, so now we're going to head upwards. And instead of going to the main hall, we're going to go straight to the Lightsabre construction chamber, which for a lot of people really lags, which is really concerning to say the most. So I'm not sure if I want to go in here, but we'll go ahead just for the sake of it. Oh yeah, that lags a lot. We're definitely not going to spend too much time in here. I really don't understand why it lags this bad in here. So I do apologize for that, but the only NPC we have right now is Keone Mundi for the lightsaber area. We're going to get out of here now. Yeah, I don't know why though. That always lags. We got another NPC, BOT5, for the mini pets shopping area. And we also have S.O.E for speeder mounts. I'm super excited to reobtain some of the speeders that I had in the original game as well. Some furniture. This one will be HOU53 for models and furniture. I'm super hyped to obtain a lot of this back again. I believe that was the Coruscant Luxury theme set right there. And then you have SAB, or I'm sorry, 5A83R for Jedi gear. You have Ahsoka Tano's slave outfit. I believe that was Count Dooku's. Anakin Skywalker's iced outfit. I know that's not what it was originally called, but basically the same thing. And then Ahsoka's original gear, I believe. Sorta, yeah. So let's move on. And then of course you have Boss. I'm sorry, not Boss, but the Super Commando gear. I do apologize. I really wish that I knew the names to all of these. I really do, but unfortunately I don't. You also have ARM33 for the Clone Trooper gear. Basically, whatever soldier outfit you want, it's going to be all right here. So last little place we didn't really explore was GLID3, which would be the vehicles. Now, I believe the vehicles, you could only purchase the actual starfighters for the starfighter minigame. And yes, that is one minigame that will be making a return. Basically, every minigame, the developers are currently working on that as we speak. That's why I mentioned that the emulator will not be finished until mid-2020 or early 2021. So anyway, stepping out here into the main hall, pretty much just as we all pictured it, as we all remembered it. Now, however, one thing that I will point out, the Jedi Temple guards, these are brand new. These were never in the original game, as far as I know. Okay. That is one thing that I really absolutely love, is just actual temple guard NPCs all around the, pretty much all around the temple, I should say. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the original game, we had a bunch of clone soldiers that were guarding everything. I don't know why, just this little area, it just really looks incredible. Especially to me, because I'm going to say this, I'm actually recording this video very, very early in time. And so, like right now is real early in the morning, and this just looks perfect to me. Alright, sorry about that. I had to pause for a second. And of course we have the two NPC recruiters here, the Karlak recruiter and the Felucia recruiter. Now, keep in mind that this video is going to be a very long video. I'm not entirely sure how long. It just depends on how much we go through, and because today is a really special day, 31st, we're going to go through pretty much everything. Alright, let's go ahead. We also have Commander Wolfie for the mission on Iceberg 3. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was a... I believe that was a separate, kind of like a DLC, if you will. Kind of like a separate expansion to the emulator. But anyway, we'll definitely go through that as well. So, every chamber door is going to be the same. You have the shops on both sides, and then on the right side you have the training room, and then the main hangar. On the left you have the war room, the lounge, as well as the Jedi lounge. So, we came in through the right. We're going to start over here, and we're going to go check out the training area. Alright. Of course, we also have Blaster Training, which is Captain Rex's area. And I believe he is one of the NPCs that can speak as well. Majority of the NPCs can speak, but I think some of them cannot, if I'm not mistaken. Have Addie Gallia. I believe she just introduces us to the training area. She doesn't really have a quest, as far as I know, yet. Then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi for the lightsaber dueling minigame. We have 3 vendors, which I remember these too much, unfortunately, but H34L, which is the consumables token vendor. S.O.E, the gear token vendor. And then we have, I believe that's S3A4 housing token vendor. Now, for those who are confused about the tokens, you know, what do you mean by tokens? How are we going to get tokens in the emulator? Back in the original game, after they had released, I believe after they released Felucia Combat Zone, they started doing token currency. Now with these tokens, you had to earn those through daily games, daily missions, I should say, all throughout Fallujah. I believe there's another combat zone. I don't entirely remember for sure, but I think these were mainly here because of Fallujah and Coruscant. Coruscant actually had some daily games as well, some daily missions you could do. Then you could take those tokens and come to these 3 vendors and check out what they have for sale. Then you could purchase those, which would be, they could range from, like the Silver Droid, like H34L, it'll range from consumables, clothing, armor, and then decorations, basically. Oops, didn't want to do that. Moving on, we have the last minigame over here in the training area, which is Luminar Unduli's Saber Strike. Man, I was so horrible at this minigame. That's my ultimate worst minigame ever. That's just from my experience, though. Do these still... Okay, cool. We can still access the lower grounds as well. So pretty much just as you expect the training area to really look like from the original game. Now, I'm not entirely sure if they're going to include like the old animations. Pretty much so, because you have all the clone soldiers training here, and I remember there was a bunch of not really a bunch, but 3 different Jedi Padawans trying to carve into these walls. The walls would lower down, and then the animation was basically a Jedi carving these walls with their lightsaber, and then afterwards it would disappear, reappear, spawn, etc. You get the whole idea. Alright, let's go up to the training platform. And this is what I love about this as well. The little animations are just so perfect. I just, you know, I get the fact that they have to respawn, but it just, I don't know why, it just always bothered me about that. Ah, I just missed it. So next we're going to be checking out another room. I'm not sure why that's that laggy, but okay. Alright, so now we're going to go into the main hangar.
Hey. What? Yeah, I got one for you. Not another knock-knock joke. Yeah, come on, it's fun. All right. Knock, knock. Who's there? Nab. Nab who? Naboo! Get it? Get it? Naboo!
Now, the only thing that I don't enjoy about this hangar are those 2. I'm sorry to say that, but man, it's just so true. They were so annoying back in the original game. So anyway, main hangar, we actually have 1, 2, 4. We have 4 minigames in here. First one on the far right is Anakin Skywalker for the Starfighter minigame, along with R2-D2. Further up, you have the only minigame that is currently available to play in the emulator right now is Star Typer. Star Typer is basically just a minigame where you're piloting a starfighter and you're having to type random letters to defeat the ads and then to defeat the main boss. We'll go ahead and play that later down the line as we go through this, but it's pretty interesting. I believe you have 3 different modes. You have easy, medium, and hard, and each one of those different modes will grant you more credits as long as you basically succeed. You also have Captain Breaker, which is the transport NPC. Next minigame you have is Kit Fisto's Speeder Bike Racing. You also have another crafting machine over here. And the fourth minigame is actually not in works just yet, but if for those original members, the Green Starfighter right here was a part of the expansion that you could actually buy from the market in the original game, which was the Ataru pack, I believe. I don't remember entirely, but I know. Was it the Ataru pack? No. I remember it was something else, but anyway, you could take this Starfighter and basically unlock, I believe, 2 additional missions on Coruscant, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that's pretty much the hangar. You also have the logo NPC, logo contest winner, basically on Discord, which is where everything happens. Back a couple months ago, we had an event where you had to design the best logo, and whoever got the best logo would have their NPC basically in the minigame. Or, I'm sorry, not the minigame, in the emulator. So congratulations to Chowder for winning the contest, and I gotta admit, super love the logo as well. It's another little quick review of the hangar. Alright. Alright. Going further down, we're going to check out the war room. Now the war room, for those who played the original game during its early years, you would remember that when you created a new character, you would automatically be teleported right here where all the NPCs basically describe what the game is sort of about, and to basically just set you off free and explore whatever. Now, I believe there's only 3 minigames in here. We have Mace Windu for Republic Defender, one of my all-time favorite minigames by the most. We also have Plo Koon for Attack Cruiser. And we also have Commander Stone for Galactic Forces. One of the most incredibly annoying minigames that would take hours upon hours to complete, which never was really worth it. Now, the one thing I should also mention while we're going through each room, to those who are confused about how to collect your collections for Coruscant, it will basically just be all random, and all you have to do is just look for these little holocrons all over the Jedi Temple. Same thing with the credit orbs, they will constantly spawn anywhere, just random. So now the next area, and I believe the second to last, is going to be the original lounge, just the main average lounge. We have a couple of minigames in here. We have Commander cards for Card Commander, one of the most irritating minigames as well. I love the fact that the developers managed to save the animations for that big screen up there. Really does bring back a bunch of memories. Have another crafting material machine over there. Have Force Connection minigame, Fleet Commander, Daily Spin, Aquatic Assault, and Hasbro Attack Shuttle, which honestly was one of my favorite minigames as well. And then you have Crisis Zero and Stunt Gungan, which honestly, let's all admit, we had a blast with Stunt Gungan because we could just hurt Jar Jar whenever we wanted to. So now we're going to go into what used to be the Jedi VIP Lounge. And basically what that was in the original game, if you did not have a Jedi membership, you were not allowed into this. You could go up to the door, but then it would pop up like a message that says, you know, hey, you need to purchase a membership in order to access this area. Which honestly though, wasn't really, I'll show you, but it wasn't really much though. It was just basically just a high-end class of Coruscant. There wasn't really much to it, honestly. So, yeah. I believe there used to be one minigame in here. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember if there was or not. But I know one of the NPCs you can speak to is Yoda, but he never really had a mission for you until the, I really want to say it was the Otaru pack, but I don't think it was. I think it was just a regular Coruscant combat release. I don't remember. For those who do remember, however, you are more than welcome to correct me in the comments down below. I highly recommend it. You have a couple of mini games down here, Fleet Commander. I think that was Force Connection. Yeah. I believe. I don't think that was ever a mini game in that. That was Holo Scramble. Never mind. What is this? I think that's the Hasbro Attack Shuttle. But anyway, so yeah, you pretty much just have. I don't really think you could actually play these in the original game. At least in the VIP lounge anyway, I don't think you were able to. So anyway, for those who are confused about who these NPCs are, these are basically just all the developers who created the emulator. So everyone who was a part of the developer team got their own character made, etc. Not the Mandalorian. Yeah, so you have Commander Panda, which is an emulator developer team. Drake, which is the head developer. GM dev team. I believe Wolfie was the Discord manager. I'm not sure if he still is. I don't remember. Dawson, part of the dev team. Thomas, part of the dev team. Abducted, part of the dev team. Flavor, he's actually one of the moderators. Freddy, he's part of the dev team. Outflex, dev team. And FireX, dev team. So as I mentioned, I'm pretty sure those NPCs will more than likely stay in the entire emulator. Just because they're developers, obviously. Alright, so I believe that pretty much does it for looking around the entire Jedi Temple. As far as I know, we've pretty much already covered every room so far. So now what I would like to do is go around and show you that some of these NPCs can speak. So let's talk to Commander Wolfie, which is a part of the mission on Iceberg 3.
Sir, Jedi Master Plo Koon has a dangerous mission he needs your help with. Are you ready to begin?
Karlak Recruiter.
The fighting has intensified across the planet. We should move out immediately.
Whoops, I didn't want to do that, but I will. But I guess this will be a new area, basically, that we haven't yet discovered anyway. So this brings up a whole different topic now, combat zones. What combat zones are currently in the emulator right now? So pretty much, as far as I know, Umbara, Karlak, Felucia, Ryloth, I think that's it. I could be wrong though. But majority of the combat zones that were in the original game are currently in the game right now. There's just nothing to do on them right now, unfortunately. But so anyway, we're here on Karlak, which I guess now would be a good time to show you guys the collections as well, because with every combat zone we're going to be having the return of collections. So on the bottom of your screen you'll basically have the whole menu. This used to be Card Commander. This would be your mail and conversation option. You would have your health bar here, your power bar, and then the abilities. You have the play games option and the shop market. Under menu, I don't think map works right now, but let's go ahead and look through character, inventory, and you have a bunch of different options. You can go to inventory, you can go to customizations, you can go to profile or datapad. Under inventory you have crates and codes and my gear. I don't think crates and codes work right now, but my gear does. You can pretty much check out all the weapons. I don't think a lot of these are going to have names, unfortunately, but we'll just go ahead and go through these. So we have the Energized Disruptor. I don't think you can... No, you really can't, unfortunately. Then you have the Ion Blaster. And with these always comes different abilities as well. So for these are all shield and focus shot. Have Imbo's Bowcaster. Cad Bane's Rifle, which comes with a proximity mine and a sniper shot. DC-15S Blaster, which comes with a thermal grenade and a sniper shot. Karlak Mandalorian Blaster, same thing as Cad Bane's. Mandalorian Blaster. E11 Blaster, same thing as the DC-15. Double E3 Blaster, basically the same thing as Cad Bane's. Ming Po Militia Blaster? Military? Let's just leave it at military. Umbaran Blaster. Now there's actually 3 different color designs to these as well. You have the original light blue and blue. You have the dark purple, and then you have the dark red. Zygerian Blaster, the Balnad Rifle, Bosk Rifle, Clone Grand Officer Rifle, which comes with a cryo grenade and a sniper shot, Zerka Sniper Rifle, Black Tiger DC-15A, Bling Trooper DC-15A, which was a part of the Bling Trooper Halloween outfit, or I should say costume. Commander Cody's DC-15A, Shadow Tech DC-15A, which came from the collections, I believe, on Umbara. Could be wrong, but I think that was a part of the collections on Umbara. Mandalorian Sniper Rifle, the Quarren Sniper Rifle, Reiko Hardeen's Sniper Rifle, Stella's Sniper Rifle, Cupid's Trooper Bow, which came from, which was a part of the Valentine's update, I believe. Night Sister Bow, which is honestly my favorite as well. Okay. Looks like we broke it again. Let me try to get rid of that. Okay. Well, it looks like we might have to reload the game, unfortunately, to actually preview the rest of this. I do apologize for that, but as I mentioned, let's try that. As I mentioned, a lot of stuff is definitely going to be buggy. Yeah, so let's... wonder if we quit. I'll probably go back to my screen, yeah. As I mentioned, I do apologize for that, but a lot of stuff is definitely going to be buggy in this game. As you can tell as well, this is a perfect example. Different loading screen, which that one is my ultimate favorite. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and head back over to Karlak.
Fighting has intensified across the...
Now it does take a second from my end to load up Karlak, just because of how much is already in this game. Alright. Let's go ahead and go back to inventory. Definitely not going to preview those bowcasters anymore, so... Now let's move on. We got the Dark Force 3 Lightsaber, which comes with the Force Lightning and the Slashing Strike. Which was, for those who don't remember, Dark Force 3 was actually a part of the Sith cargo crates. I believe it was the Sith cargo crates, if I'm not mistaken. Which was my all-time favorite out of everything. Zabrak Lightsaber. The Nimona Lightsaber. I know that came from something. I think that was a special promotion. I'm not sure though. But this one comes with Force Push and Slashing Strike. Savaja Press's Lightsaber, Force Lightning and Slashing Strike. Sith Warrior Lightsaber. Unfortunately, we can't really preview that, I guess. But I believe that one came with the battle class for the Sith. Yeah. Have Ahsoka Tano's reverse lightsaber. Have the Dark Force 2 lightsaber. As I mentioned, I do apologize that we can't really preview any of these that good. The Jedi Champion lightsaber, which came with the Emerald Lightning. And I believe that came with the Felucia collections as well. Lightside Warrior lightsaber. The Kofun Jedi lightsaber, which comes with Force of Valor and Slashing Strike. Ayla Secura's lightsaber. Adi Gallia. Ahsoka's lightsaber. Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. Barriss Offee. Biff's. Miko's Jedi lightsaber. Now we move on to Dark Force 1. Ancient Darksaber, which I'm super excited to obtain again. This one comes with Thermal Grenade and Slashing Strike. Standard Darksaber. And then Pre-Vizsla's Darksaber. Darth Maul's lightsaber. I'm more than likely going to use that a lot. Count Dooku's lightsaber. Eth Koth. Jedi Exile, which was a part of, I actually believe that was a part of Felucia as well, I'm not sure. Forked Lightsaber, which was basically a two-bladed lightsaber. Genodi's lightsaber. The Gungan lightsaber. Junji's. Jocasta Nu, which came with Force Heal and Slashing Strike. The Kashyyyk lightsaber. Myster Jedi lightsaber, which came with Force of Valor. Katuni's lightsaber. Kyondi Mundi. Kit Fisto. Kyle Katarn, Luke Skywalker's, Luminara Unduli, Plo Koon, Mace Windu. I believe we're getting closer to the end of this now. Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber, Petro's lightsaber, Shodom Jedi. Shodom, I should mention, is a part of the token vendor as well. Quinlan Voss's lightsaber, Sassy Tin, Shakti, Darth Sidious, Dark Knight lightsaber. Honestly, I believe... Oh, there it is. Ancient Bravis lightsaber. Ermi Jedi lightsaber. The Tal's lightsaber. Ancient Kobo lightsaber. Training lightsaber, which is the original lightsaber you would get once you create your character back in the original game. Savek lightsaber, that's one of the very old lightsabers that I used to use a lot when I was just starting out anyway. Asajj Ventress's lightsaber. Yoda. Zats. And the final lightsaber, as far as we know right now, is the Daji lightsaber. Now we move on to the Electro Staff. Magnagard staff was a part of the collections on where was it Karlak? Yeah, I think it was Karlak. The Magnagard was a collection you could do, I believe, where you had to kill the Magnagard quite a few times. I don't remember though. I know it was somewhere along those lines. Gungan Double-Headed Sphere, Force Pike, Satine's Royal Guard Staff. Then you have my favorite, Savage Press's Pike, I should say. Skeletal Clone Trooper Scythe, I believe that's how you pronounce it, which was a part of the Skeletal Clone Trooper costume for Halloween. Scred's Pike, Tusken Gaffi Stick, I guess, and then the pink Tusken. Now we move on to blasters. You have the Belgian blaster, the Black Sun blaster, Boba Fett's green pistol, Captain Rex's pistol. You had the Vigilance, which was a part of a very limited promotion where you actually got those for free just by logging in during certain days. A Rebel Pilot pistol, Han Solo's pistol, or blaster I should say, Aura Singh's pistol, okay. No, I think I was part of Aura's too. I'm not sure. No, I think that was Padme's. I think. Because I know this one is... Okay, well anyway, Cad Bane's pistol's over there. We can't really view it though. Mercenary pistol. Papa Nadoya pistol. Queen Jamila. Renegade. Stella. Thieves Security. Pike pistol. Light plasma pistol. So it doesn't really have a name. And pretty much from here on, a lot of these are not going to have names. So I'm just going to show those to you. And that is currently all the weapons that are currently in the emulator for the moment. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the headpieces. Got a bunch of different clone armor. And so as I mentioned, a lot of this stuff does not have names, unfortunately. I do hope that when they officially launch the single player server anyway, that they include actual names. I mean, I'm sure they will, but I just hope so. But yeah, so pretty much we're just going to go through this quickly because I know you guys really want to get to the combat zones, so we're going to try and get this done with. But so far all of this, the armor, headpieces, clothing, gloves and shoes, everything you currently see on the screen is currently what is in the emulator right now. There is obviously going to be a lot more, so don't worry about that. It's just going to take a bunch of time before they get everything released, basically. Now is actually a good time to mention, for those who are brand new to the emulator, if you're wondering, oh, this is going to be another emulator that you're going to have to pay money for, that is actually incorrect. This emulator is legit 100% free. There is no longer going to be a Jedi membership. They have fully removed the Jedi membership, so you no longer have to worry about that. There is no longer any more station cash. So you no longer have to worry about going out to buy the station cash cards, because those have been discontinued for quite a long time now. But the entire emulator, everything that you see is going to be credits only, Republic credits only. Which I'm sure to a lot of people are going to be a pain in the ass to actually grind. But I can definitely assure you that there is going to be a bunch of minigames that will definitely be there for us to grind to obtain a lot of this stuff. Because honestly, one of my ultimate goals right now is to acquire basically every single thing that will be in the market that you see now. So basically, everything you're seeing now, just picture all this on a real server, but on my character's entire inventory. Unfortunately for the gloves, you're not really going to be able to see much. But you can pretty much tell, hopefully, on the screen if it's not too dark enough. If it's not too dark, hopefully, because I finally got OBS Studio to work, and so I'm recording it, and I'm hoping it's recording everything right now, because if it's not, this has been a whole waste of my time, and I'm going to be really mad if it actually didn't save. But I don't know on your guys' end, I don't know how it's going to look. So hopefully it'll look decent. Really hope so. We're going to speed this up just a little bit. So if you guys want to look at anything that's already equipped, you're more than welcome to pause the video and take a look at the pieces. I'm gonna go back up. Where was it? This? I do apologize that I'm not really talking as much right now. I've been trying to think of something else to really discuss. But I mean, so far I've pretty much already covered, like, everything. To really discuss about the emulator. For those who want to check out the Discord, I will definitely leave a... I'm not sure if the link will expire though, so I don't want to say I'll leave the link in the description down below for you guys to join. But I'll leave it there anyway, just in case. And we can go from there. Now for the emulator, another question would be, will squads be recreated? Yes, squads will definitely be recreated as well. So you'll be able to return to your normal squad as you used to. So that was pretty much all the gear that we have. Mounts and companions do not work. Supplies don't work. Actions don't work. Crates and codes don't work. However, collections does. We do have Coruscant, Umbara, Felucia, Karlak. There's another thing that we're going to take a look at towards the very end, kind of. But we have two new places that should hopefully be a combat zone, which will be Geonosis and Camino. So for Coruscant, unfortunately, we can't really view the whole thing. Let me see if I can. Datapad doesn't work. Profile actually works, that's pretty neat. No, so anyway, Jedi Battle Logs Volume 1 basically would reward you with the orange meditation tree. Jedi Battle Logs Volume 1. These logs about a past tell of heroic acts performed by Jedi during times of war. If you collect all 8 of them, you'll be awarded with your own orange meditation tree. Now, you would have to find the Battle of Excarga, Molinis, Christophsis, Teth, Ryloth, Abrogato, Rishimun, and I'm pretty sure I already found this. It's just not counting, unfortunately. Same thing with this, Jedi Battle Logs Volume 2, Purple Meditation Tree. And now for Umbara, it would basically be a bunch of collections for the entire Shadowtech armor. So you'd have to collect 8 pieces for each armor set. So you got the chest piece, the gloves, the boots, the headpiece. And then you would have the Shadowtech rifle, along with Darth Maul's lightsaber, the Amelie mini-pet, Fogg's mini-pet, and the Sith holocron decoration. For Felucia, you have the Forgotten Jedi armor, the chest piece, gloves. Chest piece, boots, gloves, and the breather, along with the Jedi lightsaber and the Felucian bark speeder. You have Karlak, which is the Cold Warrior armor. So you would have the Cold Warrior chest piece, boots, gloves, helmet, Cold Warrior rifle, Death Watch battle tags, Death Watch camps, which you had to only complete 3 of those to get a random piece of Karlak furniture set. And then IG-113's Electro Staff. So now we move on to Geonosis. Now it's going to show the same stuff, but if you look closely, it's different labels. So we have the White Commando's armor, which will be the White Commando chest piece, the boots, the gloves, the helmet. Commando's rifle, Jeff, which is going to be a mini pet. And then the Geonosian Catacombs. And then for Camino, there's nothing there yet. So I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all that we're going to check out on that. We're going to do housing later on in the video. But let's go ahead and start wandering around on Karlach, just so you guys can get a good idea of pretty much what's already here. Now, unfortunately, there are no NPCs right now, as far as I know, because we would have already run into them. But there are currently no NPCs just yet. Now, obviously, that'll definitely change once the single-player server is officially launched. You have the whole crashed Federation ship here. This would basically be where all these separatists would be. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to go through all of that back there because it's honestly going to be all the same. We're just scouting the edge of this, just so you guys have a good idea of what's already here. To be honest, I think that was the place. That was the place the Magna Guard would spawn. I'm not sure. And yes, I know. We'll definitely take a look at the villages over there. This used to be the Burnt Village. This would also be a part of the This would also be a part of the Karlach mini games as well. Karlach bunkers, or whatever those are called. Skirmish on Karlach, I think. I think that was just the name of the thing, though. Anyway, I think that was the path. It was. Did I pick this up? Okay. But yeah, the ultimate thing a lot of people are definitely going to be doing around here is by far collecting a bunch of stuff. Now here's the other thing too, is the further you get. Okay, so for now we're going to stay on this path, because the further you go, the more you get lost, and the map doesn't really work at the moment anyway, so that's fun. Let me know down in the comments below, and I'm going to ask this for each place we go to. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite, let's see, what your favorite spot was on Karlach. Just on Karlach, for the moment. What was your favorite spot, or hell, what was your favorite memory of the Karlach combat zone? Let's go with that. What was your favorite memory that you recall having? Mine would be finally. Mine would probably be finally finishing the entire collection on Karlach, because back then in the original game, I was not really into collections. I was if they were short, but for Karlach, because you had to search so much, I just didn't care for it. But my favorite memory was by far finally finishing that collection. And I mean finishing the entire tab. I had the entire armor, the weapon, everything. That's another one of the bunkers over there. You know what? Let's, I know this will be mean, but let's do this. Why don't you guys, whoever's watching anyway, because I honestly don't think a lot of people will watch this anyway, but there's one of the caves that was actually, believe it or not, this was the exact same cave on Felucia for Scratch's cave. Because if you remember, there was a bunch of little mini Rancors that would be in here, and then Scratch would be the main boss right there. But anyway, in the comments down below, not only tell me what your favorite memory was, but also tell me what your worst memory was. What your worst, how should I describe this? What was the thing that made you either mad or angry? Either someone did something to you on Karlach by stealing something, or, you know, whatever. Let's do that. My all-time worst memory was trying to collect the entire IG-113's Electro staff. I'm going to tell you this little story too. I believe that was one of the final minigames, or bunkers I should say. But anyway, I'm going to tell you a little story on Karlach. So, when I was getting into completing the entire collection, the last thing that I really needed was IG-13's Electro staff to complete the weapon. And there was only, I think, like one piece that I needed left. And a bunch of people were trying to get them. Now this is how Sony Online Entertainment's logic worked. Basically, if you attack the boss first, it didn't mean anything. You had to get the final kill. You had to kill him. You had to take him down at the very final moment, and the kill would be yours only. So basically, you could technically not even fight the Magna Guard boss at all, and you could just one hit when he's right about dead and you get the collection piece. That's how bad the logic was. And this one person was constantly annoying, and he would constantly use the emote, the action, excuse me, he would constantly use the action of Force Pound to prevent everyone from getting the Magna Guard staff. And it was just super, super irritating. We finally defeated the Magna Guard, and that guy ended up staying there for a good while just because he was a douchebag. Just because he didn't have anything better to do, and he thought ruining others' experiences was enjoying and amusement. And you know, that's what's wrong with this whole gaming generation. It's like people take these type of things too seriously, and it's just not worth it, you know? basically what my advice would be. Just don't be a complete douchebag. If someone's trying to finish something, you know, ask them if they need help doing so. You know, I've helped out a bunch of people in my time. Back in the original game, I helped out a bunch of people. That's actually how I became famous, popular. And believe it or not, I'm still surprised at that too, as I became popular as Dark Lord. I'll take that. And not only because I helped out a lot of people and I was nice to a lot of people, it was also because of the squad that I was in was Nova Corporation, which eventually became Dark Nebula. I think we already went through here, didn't we? I know there was a cave over here too somewhere. Forgot where it was though. But so anyway, but yeah, overall the major point of the story is don't be a fucking douchebag and ruin everyone's experience. Because I don't want to guarantee it, but I have a good feeling that it will happen. Once the emulator launches publicly for multiplayer, there's going to be a bunch of people that are going to be hitting the servers, and a lot of those people do not need other people to pick on them, basically. They don't need the constant stress that some douchebag will basically fuck up their experience, you know? And so that's with me too, you know? Once this emulator, a lot of people are excited for this to finally launch, including me, you know? And you know, it's always just been something that everyone's been waiting for. Doesn't tell me anything. But, yeah, just basically just don't be a complete dickhead and ruin everyone's experience once the emulator launches, because that's going to ruin a lot of people's fun, and a lot of people have waited so many years for this stuff, you know? And it's finally happening, and just let everyone enjoy what they can, basically. So that's the cave. Yeah, so unfortunately, I really don't want to click on the map, because last time I did that, it crashed my game again. So, I don't know, shift actually speeds up the movement. I don't think it does. I believe we're on the right path, though. We'll just keep going straight. So anyway, that pretty much does it for Karlach's Combat Zone. Now, as I mentioned, it's still in pre-alpha, so that's why there's no NPCs yet. There's no nothing. But trust me, like I mentioned, once everything is complete, it'll be a lot better. Okay, that's the thing. Oops. That's the village. So the village is closer to where we last left off. Now, for those who are probably complaining by now, dude, why aren't you using a fucking mount? Well, because you can't click on the mounts. You can click on the companions. Which I guess while we're walking all the way down there, we can talk a little bit about it anyway. We have a couple of companions that are currently available. We have R2-D2, R2-M5, P3 Nut, 7... Good. 7LVN, R2KT, B3T4, H34RT, R3S6, GROWL, I believe. F1V3L, 1MAU5, KO5D, NO8OT, C3PO, J3, 3VE, GRA8AGE, which actually I don't really think that's going to be a real companion anyway. Got Fang, N3OH, BBCT8, Fog, BR39, Barnabas, BNI 393, DU3, GOLD, WAC 47, S1LV3R, B1ACK, Zanlaw, RA7, DOT, Toto, Spot, and ST. I'm sorry, F5T UBS. Alright. So, as you can tell, we have a bunch of selections we can choose from. So we just finished Karlak. We're going to head to Umbara, because that was the very first original combat zone. You also have the NPC Kicks, which he actually gave you a daily mission back then too. So let's go ahead and... We should really stay on the path, but I really want to show you guys something. He's around here somewhere. Oh, I think I just saw him. I mean, I thought I did. Yep. I believe that's him already. Yep. So there's one of the Umbaran bunkers. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Look how cute he is. He's not cute when he's running towards you. No. Oh, jeez. Let's try and come off. Going around the circle might not work. Oh no, I'm stuck. No. Okay, he ran. Actually, he's stuck. Look at you, you're stuck, aren't you? You still need your Snickers bar. Farewell. He's gonna constantly chase me, I bet. More than likely. No, he ran away. Okay. Good boy. Alrighty. We've wandered off too far now. Actually, here's a Trade Federation ship. I believe the B2 Super Battle Droid units are here as well. Unless they removed... Yeah, I think they removed the NPCs. There used to be a bunch of... earlier, there used to be a bunch of the B2 Super Battle Droids that would spawn there. And they would also have like little names too, which is weird. But anyway, we got the whole airfield over there. We'll definitely go check that out. There's another bunker over there. I guess you guys don't really want to see my nameplate. Alrighty. Here's the Umbaran airfield. Let's see. But yeah, that's pretty much just how we all remembered it. One thing that I always found really weird, it really got me disappointed that we could never actually access any of this stuff. There should have at least been a bonus boss, at least a boss in this area, as General Krell. They really, really should have added that. Instead, like, the reward could have been, I wouldn't necessarily say the reward should be like a General Krell companion, because that'd be really stupid. But, it should have at least been something, you know? But anyway, further down the path you go, I believe to the right would be in the Trandoshan area, which we'll definitely go to in a minute. But my favorite, no, my top favorite, this area used to be blocked off in the original game. By now, over here, you would see either Separatists or Sith Acolytes. As you can tell, look at my beautiful home. That's so beautiful. If you think that's beautiful, just wait until we actually go to the actual housing lot. Holy shit. I believe... You know what? I think we're gonna do that. And because today's a really special day, and because we can actually enter the academy, let's see if the game crashes. Ah, perfect. Oops. Oh, so, okay, never mind. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to... Let's try... My apologies, I was trying to figure out how to clear the screen. So beautiful. I don't remember the that's actually weird. I don't remember the vines being like that. Could be wrong. Anywho. It's pretty much the entire Sith Academy is pretty much open. You can go through everything, basically. Oh. I believe... Is he still over here? Where are you? There used to be a boss over here. There he is. Ah, there he is. This would be one of the very first boss encounters you would... Damn it. This would be one of the very first bosses that you encounter during the Sith Academy. And I believe afterwards this door would unlock, that door would unlock. Then you would come out through here. You'd kill the Acolytes. I think... Because I think there were only... Was there 3? Were there 3 bosses in this? Aside from Darth Maul, obviously. Because you have the Sith training droid right here. This would be the second boss that you would encounter. God, I love this room. I guess there was only just 3. I don't know why. I could have sworn that there were. I could have sworn there were 4 bosses. I mean, well, technically there is, because you had the one that we just looked at. You have the NPC guy, you have the Sith training droid, and then you have Darth Maul and Savage. I could have sworn there was something else. I guess not. I will say this little short story, I guess. The time that when this game was actually active during, and here's the final boss. And obviously the lightsabers are purple just because it's not fully finished. Yeah, I just love this so much. Let's see if we can escape now. Anyway, so the day that S.O.E basically released this update, I unfortunately was not at home, but one of my friends had tagged me on Facebook and basically said, hey man, this update's going to be perfect for you. Can we? Oh no, we can't. Shit. Alright, well, I mean, I guess we can... Let's go to Felicia Starmont. See if we can exit out from there. Alright. Ah, there we go. Alright. Oh no. Can we exit? Well, anyway, this is the Felicia Starlot. That's another piece of it too. That's another piece of it too. Oh, right there. Ah, thank you, Umbara. So, we pretty much covered the majority of Umbara so far. Covered the Sith Academy. And now, I know how to clear the screen. There we go. We're going to leave it just like that. I would honestly restart my entire recording, but I just don't want to. It would take way too longer than it needs to be. But yeah, so pretty much Umbara was the official first ever Combat Zone that released. A bunch of people were super excited for it, especially me. And one thing that really surprised me too was there's the Battle of Umbara, I believe? Yes, that would be the minigame of it. The one thing that really made me happy was knowing that every NPC you destroyed would give you a certain amount of credits. So that was always super fun. Alrighty. I swear, if I look back at my recording and none of this recorded, oh boy. I don't even want to think about that, so I'm not going to. But of course, if you guys are watching this by now, then it worked. So, hooray! I believe this would be part of the Trandoshan area. Oh, stuck already. Yeah, majority of this would be the Trandoshan area. Yep. I remember being down here as well. Can't get over there, okay. Had a bunch of good times with Dark Nebula down here as well. They would always roleplay around here. That was one of the good memories about this. Okay, so next question. Same thing that I asked. Oh. Alright. Same thing that I asked earlier. in the comments down below, tell me what your favorite memory is. What your favorite memory was on Umbara. And what your worst memory was. So we're going to stick with that for the next couple of combat zones as well. My favorite was, to be honest, my favorite memory was actually before we ever knew that this was a Sith Academy. Because this whole entire area, you could not even access at all. You would have to, you would actually have to glitch your way over here to find this. And I remember teleporting to a friend of mine in the original game, and they were over here when it was not able to be accessed. And just the thought about what this whole area was just really excited me a lot. And there's another bunker right there. But yeah, that was honestly one of my favorite memories. Then of course my all-time favorite was the launch of the Sith update. My worst memory, I don't really think I had a worst memory in this combat zone. I don't believe I did. I'm sure you guys want me to get eaten by this dude, so there you go. No. Yep. That's why he needs his Snicker bar. Anyway, we're gonna spawn here. So that was pretty much Umbara. Like I said, I don't really think I ever had a bad memory on this, as far as I know. Alright. So, we checked out Umbara, checked out Karlak. We're gonna go to Felucia. You know what? Honestly, really shouldn't. Just yet, anyway, but we're gonna say fuck it. Let's do it. Now, obviously, when this is all released, I'm gonna do everything in order. So, F1. Alright. I'm gonna let you guys stare at the scenery for just 1 second. There we go. Alrighty. Sorry about that, I had to pause for a quick second. Felucia was one of the very last combat zones from Sony Online Entertainment, unfortunately. I heard rumors that they had ideas to make a Mustafar combat zone, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how true that was, though, but unfortunately, everything that you see now was pretty much everything that was in the original game. Felucia, by far, though, still my ultimate favorite combat zone because it was so fresh and so new back then. It was like you had a bunch of things to do. Now, I don't believe the map works on this either. No, unfortunately not. Okay. Now, for Felucia, I do believe that there are other areas aside from all the s'mores looking trees, whatever the fuck you want to call these. Honestly though, don't you think that's chocolate, that's marshmallow? It just looks exactly like it. Okay. You know what, there's a wall here, so we're gonna follow the wall. Hopefully it'll take us to where we need to be. I don't think it will. Now I don't... Aside from High Singer, I believe. I think that's what his name was, High Singer. I think that was the only boss on Felucia. But you know what was so unusual about that boss was anytime you almost defeated him, he would automatically back out and he would run away. So I never really understood what his whole purpose was, because you could never defeat him and you never had... It never gave you any rewards for anything. Towards him anyway. It's like, why was he even made into the game then? It always confused me. Now here's one of the areas. This is one of the separatist units. Separatist departments, whatever you want to call it. And this area was one of the hated areas, because during one of the daily missions, you would have to go to the spawn point of the base, come back here, you would go here, click underneath the AAT to plant the bomb, and then the bomb would explode and you would have the mission done. Well, unfortunately, like 98% of the time, the mission was always bugged. It was only on like rare occasions that it wasn't. So it was just very much of a joy to do. So, one thing that I will say, I cannot confirm this because I still have to discuss this with one of the developers. And if you're listening, developer, you know who you are. We still need to discuss this a little bit more. But the one thing I do want to plan out in the future for multiplayer, when multiplayer releases, I want to do like a kind of like a weekly giveaway where whoever can come up with the best screenshot. So basically what the whole idea would be is, because majority of the combat zones would have been released by then, basically just go wherever you feel like and just take a screenshot, and you would submit it either to somewhere on the homepage of the Clone Wars emulator or on Discord. I would honestly say Discord though, because it would be much more easier to judge. But basically, whoever takes the best screenshot would win a certain amount of credits. Now, obviously, it wouldn't be like a high amount. It wouldn't be like 500,000 credits. But it would just be like an average amount. Something that you would probably not get in a daily. Let's just say that for an example. But basically, you would, if your screenshot won, you would get a certain amount of credits, and you would have your screenshot either pinned on Discord for an entire week, so everyone can see how good of a job you did, or it could be posted to the emulator website as like a separate tab that would be, you know, weekly screenshot winner. And it would showcase your name and the screenshot. So pretty much just something like that. That's just an idea for now. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. I on the other hand, I really want to do this. So I might, if the developers don't agree to it, then I'll do it myself, and I'll figure out something. Now, unfortunately, the one thing that I do hope... I do apologize, but my throat's been acting up so much. Anyway, So like I mentioned, if the developers don't agree to this giveaway and they're like, no, we're not going to do this, well, then I'm going to do it. Because this is an idea that I really think would bring the community together, and it would be a good way to show off some skills with how good you are at doing screenshots, you know? But anyway, this is Starlight Pit. A lot of people remember this. One of the daily missions was for the Starlight Pit as well. And you can also find a bunch of the holocrons around here too. So anyway. But yeah, so I would definitely have to figure out like what I could do to get some people noticed and whatnot. But anyway, as I was mentioning, I do hope the one thing that they do include in this emulator is the option to gift credits to another person. So say for example, you know, say for example your friend needs help and they ask you to borrow, you know, say 500 credits, just for an example, 500 credits. You could have the option to purchase, you know, say 1,000 credits or 10,000 credits for something, and you'd be able to gift it to someone. And that's basically how I see it, but I can definitely see that being exploited a lot. So I don't really think they'll add that, just because, you know, say for example, you have like 1,000 credits, and you can purchase like 50,000 credits for 1,000 credits. You know, that would definitely be exploiting a lot, and that's something we really wouldn't like to have. So you know what, just forget that idea. Well, it looks like I found the end of the map. Okay. And you know what, we still haven't gotten to Scratch's Cave yet. We'll definitely go there. But we'll definitely have to come back here. Whee! Oh. Alright, let's... That'd be a nice little screenshot right there. But, so anyway, one thing that you guys probably have already noticed, there's no double jump. You can only jump once. Now, in the original game, I do believe there was double jump. So I really hope that they include that, because that'll help a lot. Look like jagged teeth up there. I believe we're getting closer to his cave. It should be just around this corner, if I'm not mistaken. You know, personally, in my opinion, I was one who did not really care about the Felucian-themed decorations, just because they were mainly plants. Now, obviously, that's makes sense, and I understand that, but it's just I just didn't really care for it. But for me, I will definitely pick those up, because one of my ultimate goals for this emulator, when single player hits, or fully releases anyway, when single player launches, I'm going to be grinding a lot. Just to get a lot of stuff back. Where the fuck is Scratch's Cave? Did I pass it? Son of a bitch, is it over there? No, it's a plant. But yeah, so one of my ultimate goals is definitely to grind a bunch out of single player. Now, unfortunately, here's the bad thing. And here's the bad news. Oh, there it is. Anything that you basically do in single player, whatever you do, if you grind, if you build, whatever, unfortunately, it will not be transferred over to multiplayer server. because I believe they will keep the single player server and they'll launch out or they'll release out the multiplayer. But unfortunately, everything that you do in single player will not be transferred into multiplayer. So you would have to start all over again. You'd have to start from fresh, which to me, honestly, to me is completely fine because it gives me a better opportunity, gives me a better chance to do everything all over again, to experience everything all over again. But I know to a lot of people that's going to really disappoint them. But I'm always looking around here because back in the original game there was always... Kind of looks like a baby Rancor. In the original game, there would be a couple of red holocrons back there. So anyway, so yeah, nothing is gonna... Anything you do in single player basically is not going to go into multiplayer. You'll have to start all over again. I can already hear a lot of people going, oh shit. But I mean, you know, the developers are doing everything they can to get this stuff out. They're doing their absolute hardest. That's what means a lot to me. Aha! What the fuck? What the hell is this? Is this on top of... Yeah, it's on top of the cave. Cool. We found a glitch! Hooray! So now, one of the other things too that I mentioned in one of my previous videos, the invisible walls. Please tell me it's here. I don't think it is. The invisible walls, absolutely everyone's most hated thing ever. Here's what I want. And developers, I really fucking hope you're listening to this. Do you see where I'm standing? Normally this would be blocked off by an invisible wall, right? Normally it would just be, you couldn't access any of this right here. That invisible wall should be right here. Right here. That's where the invisible wall should be. Just right there. Just follow this line. Follow this whole line. All the way down there. All the way up there. That's where the invisible wall needs to be. Because a lot of people are going to want to explore a lot. Hey, I jumped, sir. Fine, don't jump. But a lot of people are definitely going to want to visit this type of stuff to do screenshots. And you know what? I just fucked myself for doing that too. Okay. But yeah, so a lot of people are definitely going to just keep the invisible walls. Can we actually... Ah, that would be that would have actually been neat if you could actually do that. But yeah, just keep the invisible walls like right there. That'd be so much better. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go back to my fucking... my housing lot again. Okay. So we're gonna leave. So, Felicia, we're actually going to go back there just for a quick little thing. So, same question. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite memory is from Felicia and what your worst memory is. My favorite would be the NPCs that would be right here. There were 2 NPCs that you could trade your tokens in for different rewards. My favorite memory was doing the dailies just to get the rewards from that. But also, just having like a whole new combat zone. That's got to be my favorite. Worst memory? definitely the bugs. Definitely by far the bugs. Because those never got fixed whatsoever. Alright, so that does Felicia. Oops. So now we're going to move on. We've already seen Karlach, we've seen Coruscant, we've seen Umbara, we've seen we've seen Felicia. We're going to go to Iceberg 3. And then after Iceberg 3, we'll go to Ryloth and then Geonosis. So, Iceberg 3. I never really considered this to be a combat zone. It really never was, to be honest. It was just like a little mini game area. Because all you had was this, and that was it. There was nothing. There you go. That's actually neat. But yeah, you never really had anything. That's a tiny little dot droid. But I will show you the neat part. If you go over here, right around this corner, you go into a loading screen and you're spawned back here. Right? Look what happens. Yep. Everything is destroyed. So I'm assuming that loading screen happens after. And I think that would make a lot more sense. The loading screen shows just a whole mess of droids just all over, everything's destroyed. That would make sense because I believe after you did the entire Iceberg 3 story arc, I believe that this whole place changed to look like this. But anyway, so yeah, that's Iceberg 3. I'm not even gonna ask because I don't really. Yeah, let's go to Ryloth. Ryloth was the one. Was Ryloth the first? I don't know. I think Ryloth was actually the very first ever combat zone that we actually had. Tell you the truth. Had Mace Windu here. I forgot his name. But yeah. Although I don't really consider this either. I don't really consider this combat zone. You got Obi-Wan Kenobi here. I think Anakin was over here too. Yeah. This was basically just like being in Republic Defender, because all of these little turrets, they're the same thing as Republic Defender. You'd have a bunch of droids marching down the line, and turrets would be destroying them. Back in the original game, this is where, after a couple of years later, this is actually where you would spawn, would be right here. When you create a new character, you would actually spawn right here. And then you go out and fight. My all-time favorite memory on Ryloth would definitely be the glitch where you have this ray shield. I think it was here, wasn't it? It's probably somewhere else. But you had a ray shield, basically just like that. And there would be a bunch of separatist units that would spawn and you could destroy them. Well, you could change the instance you were in if you constantly clicked on the teleport option. You would be able to change the instance to a private instance, and that was always a glitch. And what that private instance would do, anything that you destroyed, all the NPCs that you destroyed, would actually rank up your battle class, where originally you wouldn't be able to do that. And so that's pretty much how I got all my battle classes maxed out, was by using that glitch. So, yeah. So that's Ryloth. And now we're going to check out the final combat zone, which is Geonosis. Now, Geonosis was in the original game. However, Geonosis was only this. It was just a little space. It was just the attack cruiser, and you couldn't do anything else. You had Admiral Yularen there, but yeah, you couldn't do anything else. There was only a couple of missions, and that was it. However, that officially changes, because when you go to the door, you're automatically teleported out to here. You can use, if it still works, that is, yeah, you go up to the LAT gunship, click it, and you're automatically teleported into Geonosis, which should have been done in the original game. Now this, all of this, brand new. Never, ever has Sony Online did anything like this. So I'm assuming all of these NPCs will come into place for this combat zone, obviously. But yeah, there's a bunch to discover over here. And if you look all the way up in the sky, just barely, you can see a big Trade Federation ship. But anyway, I actually covered the entire Geonosis combat zone in a couple of my videos, probably a couple months ago. But I basically just covered all of this. Now, it's funny too, because when I originally did this video, someone pointed out to me that, hey man, you didn't check out the Geonosis combat zone. Because I only checked out the ship. And I was like, what? There's no combat zone on Geonosis. And sure enough, there actually is. Where is Jeff? Well, I'm looking for Jeff, and you guys are gonna wonder, who the fuck is Jeff? If he's still in here, that is. I do apologize that I take unexpected breaks. When I talk too much, my throat catches on fire, and so I have to drink something. Anyway, so who is Jeff? Jeff is actually a Acklay creature on Geonosis. They might have removed him. The developers might have already removed him though, but he was just a out-of-place Acklay that just had the name Jeff. That was it. But I stumbled upon him on accident, and I was like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, it's basically just a bunch of catacombs. Just a bunch of this stuff. There's a lot more to it, obviously, as you can see in the distance. That area should be the catacomb entrance. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that area is going to include separate, like, bunker missions, if you will. I'm not 100% sure on that. Are you still floating in the air? Okay, you're actually stable. There was one of the turrets that was floating on air a while back. But yeah, I'm assuming you'll be able to access this somehow, and you'll be able to do some... Ah, there it is. I knew I was going to find it. Fucking thing thinks he's magical. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to access this eventually. Maybe there'll be separate missions in here, I don't know entirely, but Oh, that was a big yawn. Actually hurt my jaw. But yeah, it's pretty much just... That's pretty much it. I mean, there's stuff up there we can definitely go look at right now. I was hoping to find Jeff again, but I guess he's not in here. I'm sure he's wandering around somewhere. I'm sure of that. Now this is another area I'm assuming is going to be a part of a mission. Don't know entirely. But I'm assuming this will be a part of a mission to something. Yeah, that's gotta be a bunker. It's gotta be a bunker. And I'm really curious too, like, what the rewards are gonna be for the Geonosis combat zone. It would be so sick if we could actually get these, if we could get these vehicles as a vehicle for Starfighter. Ooh, that would be so cool. I don't see an acolyte yet. But anywho, let's keep going. Yeah. Alright. See, when I'm running, I can't jump. There we go. Now, one of the other things too that I do hope that the developers add is day and night cycle like the original game had. Now, back in the original game, they actually didn't have the day and night cycle. It was always just daytime. And they eventually changed it to where it would change from daylight to nighttime quite often, and it even included same thing with the housing lots too, which was really incredible. So I really hope they include that as well. So this, I know for sure this is one of the bunkers. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think and what you guys hope to see of Geonosis. Because like I mentioned, when multiplayer hits, it's still going to be very, very early in the stage. In the staging area. It's still going to be super early once they fully launch it. So I highly would not expect Geonosis to be released anytime soon afterwards. Yeah, I just don't think it will be. To tell you the truth, and this is just from my personal opinion, obviously we're definitely going to have Geonosis, because otherwise why would the developers create this and not release it, you know? But obviously we'll have Geonosis as a combat zone. But I don't think we'll actually be able to access it or do anything with it. Probably until 2022, maybe? I really hate to say that, you know, I really, really do. But it's the ultimate truth. Because they still have to do a bunch of stuff. And I would rather them take their time and release something that has just like minor bugs, instead of releasing something early and it has a bunch of shit where you can't get anything done. But like I said, that's just from my personal experience too. Because Sony Online Entertainment. Where the fuck? Well, you know what? I guess we don't really have to go back to... I guess we don't really have to go back there. So... where should we... what should we do? Come on. Ah. Alright. So, that pretty much does it for the combat zones. That currently, everything you saw is all the combat zones that are currently in the emulator. We have Coruscant, have Ryloth, Umbara, Iceberg 3, Karlak, Felucia, and Geonosis. Now we've already gone through each combat zone. Basically, like I mentioned, just flood the comments down below what your favorite memory is and what your worst memory is from each combat zone. Aside from that, we're going to go ahead and we've already looked at the... not the maps. We've already checked out the character selection. We've already checked out all the customizations. We already checked out all the weapons. We checked out the companions. And we can't do anything with the mounts. So what's next? What is left? The housing. So, we currently have the Tatooine lot, Felucia Starter, Dathomir, Umbara, Sith Academy, Ryloth, Ornthoplantua, Life Day lot, Mustafar, Ornthoplantua lot, Original, the Mardarin, Camino, Iceberg 3, Hidden Mining Crater, Felucia Original, Geonosis, Ryloth Deluxe, Dantooine, Karlak, Asteroid Lot, the Republic Attack Cruiser, the Trophy Room, Jedi Living Quarters, Padawan Dormitory, Christophsis Lot, the Ryloth Cannon Base Lot, and the Coruscant Luxury Apartment. Now, if you notice, Christophsis and the Ryloth Cannon are both brand new. These were never released in the original game, as far as I know. But for now, we're going to try and do this a little bit in order. We're going to check out the Padawan Dormitory. Now, the Padawan Dormitory was the original housing lot that you would get if you were a non-Jedi member. And this was the only thing that you could actually access. Still the same thing. I absolutely love the design of it still. Pretty simple, pretty plain. Now, if you purchased a Jedi membership, that would automatically change. You would still be able to keep your Padawan dormitory. However, you would just be upgraded to the Jedi apartment. Now, the Jedi apartment included 4 different, I think it was 4. We'll see in a second. But it included 4 different areas, I believe. Maybe not, I don't know. But anyway, we had the Droid Destruction Chamber, which basically, if you came over here, you could access this, and you could do like a little simulation, and it would just, you'd have a bunch of droid NPCs here, and you could just destroy them as much as you want. So going out, we also have the... oh. Okay. Ah, I knew it. You know what? I forgot all about this little area. We're going to check that out last, though. We're going to go to the personal hangar. Now, the personal hangar is basically where all of your starfighters would be stored. So in the original game, whatever starfighter that you had for the actual minigame would be placed in here. So whatever you bought as well, I believe, you could also place in here too. Not entirely sure, but yeah. You could decorate too on here, obviously. I don't remember what I did, but I think I pretty much put like a bunch of speeders down here and a couple of starfighters in here too. So anyway, that's the personal hangar. Moving on, we're going to go to the party deck. Now the party deck had an animation where you could activate a huge droid that would pop out over here. Now this droid would just basically be a decoration droid. Not a decoration droid, a DJ droid. He would pop out of here and it would just be music. You could decorate this entire place, have a bunch of fun. But I think there was like an option to do something. You wish you could build. That's funny. But yeah, I think there's like an option that you used to have. Moving on, I knew there was a fourth option. I knew there was a fourth room. And to be honest, I never once, in my entire time of doing the emulator videos, I never once came here. Because I forgot all about this. This was a hidden room that you could access. Ah, man, this brings back some good memories. I don't remember what this room was, though. I know you could, what happened? Oh. I know you could access some turrets and surveillance stuff in here, too. I believe there used to be weapons in here. I don't think there was, though. I could be wrong. Oh, that's right. All your weapons would be stored here. Yeah. Because anything you own weapon-wise will be stored all over here. And all on those. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that does it for, you think you got me stuck, but you don't. So that does it for Coruscant. So afterwards for Coruscant, you would also have your trophy room. And I don't really need to describe that, but I will anyway. Trophy room is basically whatever minigame you completed on any difficulty, your trophies would all be counted just everywhere. Just show off all your trophies to your friends and etc. They would all be right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Trophy room. What else? So next, we're going to go ahead and check out the Republic Attack Cruiser. Now, the Republic Attack Cruiser had a couple of different hangar options. Obviously, this was one of them. And I believe you could also do like a little alert, I believe, with one of these buttons too. Yeah, that's the bridge. Yeah, so you had 6 different options. You had the bridge for one, you had a cargo hold, captain's quarters, the gunnery room, and the hangar. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can see the hangar, but the medical bay, that was actually one option that was never available on the original game. So we're going to go check out the cargo. Oh, actually, you know what? The hangar was actually one of them too that was never available. But yeah, that's the whole hangar. And then you go to captain's quarters, which honestly was one of my favorite too. Had little fishes up here. And then the gunnery room. The gunnery room, you could actually take control of one of these. I believe back then you could actually destroy a bunch of ships, I think. Yeah. So that's the Republic Attack Cruiser lot. So now pretty much from there, I don't really remember the entire thing in order, so we're just going to start from the very top. We'll go to Tatooine. Tatooine lot was a very difficult one to obtain. The Tatooine lot was only obtainable through Card Commander, and it was one of the loots that you could actually trade with another person. Here's a miniature cave that's similar to the one on Felucia and Karlak. Pretty much same exact thing. But yeah, so I always really found that super annoying that the only way you could obtain this lot was through Card Commander. Was it Card Commander? Yeah, I think it was. I don't think it was Card Assault. Could be wrong. No, actually, yeah, I think it was Card Assault. Because I think that was the minigame that you could get loot from. Krite Dragon, I believe. Another dragon skeleton over there. You got a couple of these little homestead. And yeah, that's pretty much Tatooine. You know what's sad is, I think it was like just a couple days before the original game shut down was the time I finally got this lot, because a bunch of stuff, I don't think they did it until like an hour before they shut down the game or something. It's probably the day of. Anyway, the developers at Sony decided to basically mark down everything in the market to 1 credit. Just everything. The Felucia starter lot we're going to check out next. But yeah, which is really funny. They just didn't really care. Felucia starter lot. That's actually where we spawn on the original Felucia lot. And then we have this area. And then this area really needs to be accessible. So hopefully one day they'll fix that. That's the starter lot. Next up is my personal ultimate favorite, is Dathomir. I jumped on this right when the update came out. And this is one of my favorite things to do. Watch. Ready? Look at the sky! It's so pretty! Look at that. Oh, dude, it's so fucking gorgeous. I'm not even joking. I really 1,000 times really hope that they keep the sky like this, because it just makes everything so better. Of course, you got that sexy looking temple. You got the entrance. Oh, yeah, so sexy. The one thing I didn't really like, however, is let me see if I can get in the center of that, sort of. The one thing I never really liked was you can never unlock those additional doors. That was one thing I was always disappointed at. You just had all this, and then all the way back there. And that was pretty much it. I believe the lighting in here, though, used to be... Oh, yeah, it was definitely a lot brighter back there. In the original game, anyway. So that is Dathomir. That is the Dathomir. Dathomir lot. Next, we're going to check out the Umbara lot. The Umbara was one of my all-time favorites as well, because it included one of my most favorite builds that I've ever done. But anyways, it's pretty much there. Not really much. So there's Umbara. Now, I'd have to say in order, Dathomir would be 1, Sith Academy would be 2, Umbar would probably be 3 for my most favorite. Next up is the Sith Academy lot, which is basically the same exact thing as the Dathomir. Yeah, exactly the same. You just don't have the outdoors to it. But yeah, nothing's really different except the lighting. Lighting in here is a lot better. Okay. So next up is the original Ryloth. I wonder how long this video is. So this is the original Ryloth lot that we would originally have. Can't really access any of that. So that's pretty much it. I hate saying that, like, it's pretty much it. It's like, it's honestly the only thing I can say because that's all there is. Orange Plane 2, I was able to access this before, but I guess they don't want us to anymore. So I guess they're going to work on that more. So right now, Orange Plane 2 Life Day lot is one that was only available during Life Day, Christmas season, that you could obtain this. And it was just basically Orange Plane 2, just Christmas theme. Next up is Mustafar. And if the walls aren't here, I can still explore. Holy shit. I don't remember it looking like this. Fix your lighting, developer. You need to. Whoa. That's neat. Back when I started reviewing the housing lots, I was able to actually... Oh, wow. Oh. When I was reviewing this stuff a while back, I was actually able to escape out of here and just climb all over. But unfortunately, it looks like they're not gonna let me do that this time. They actually changed it a lot more too than last time. Because I don't remember the lava falls. Yeah, I don't remember those at all. But anyway, that's Mustafar. Next is the original Orto Plane 2 lot. And I believe this one actually had 2 sections to it. Didn't it? Yeah, basically. But yeah, so this is pretty much what the Life Day lot would look like as well. Just a little bit different. Let's just say that. That's pretty much it. Okay. Next off, what do we have? Modern. Modern lot was sort of one of my favorites. It really had the whole extraterrestrial vibe to it though. Because honestly, if you think about it, it's nothing but weeds, and that's where they'd love to hide. I do remember managing to build myself out of this lot. It was super fun to get into those ray shields too. Thought I was able to. Guess not. Alright. Yeah, so that's the whole modern lot. You got a couple of ray shields all around you. Nothing too much. Next off is Camino. Camino, honestly, I'm gonna say this. Camino was one of the scariest lots. Oh wow, it's laggy. Oh shit. Yeah, so myself personally, I do not like the ocean. I do not whatsoever like the ocean. And when I managed to glitch my very, very first time in the original game, when I managed to glitch myself out into the ocean and I fell into the water, holy shit. No. You know what's sad is I'm still gonna do it. Look at the water though, holy shit. The water is super fucking clear. Not really clear, but you know, fantastic. So anyway, that's Camino. Next off is Iceberg 3. I think this one was the one that had the second part to it. I think. Probably not. Oh jeez. Need to fix your lighting, developers. Anyway, here's Iceberg 3. I never really did much with this lot, though, to be honest. It wasn't really interesting, to say the most. It was still it was still a really neat place. Hidden Mining Crater. This lot, I guess we cannot view that one. We can view Felicia though. But anyway, the Hidden Mining Crater was basically just similar to the asteroid lot. There's Felicia. I guess not. Okay. Geonosis. I think we had... Ooh, that's really laggy. Oh man, that's really laggy. That's Geonosis though. Yeah. That's funny. The lag goes away when you're in first person. That's pretty neat though. Alright. The Ryloth Deluxe lot. Ryloth Deluxe was actually... This one actually surprised me because of how extremely huge this place was. I always had like super hard time trying to build on this lot because there's hardly any flat surface. So it was extremely annoying. But yeah, basically you can just pretty much walk all around this entire place. You build whatever. What is that? Huh. This is probably the only flat surface over here. You know, it's funny how you go through this stuff and it's like, it brings back a bunch of good memories. Then you realize, holy shit, it's been 5 years already. 5 years. Because we're in 2019. By the time I'm recording this anyway. Yeah, we're in 2019. So 5 and 4 is 9, so yeah, 5 years. Well, that's the Ryloth Deluxe housing set. Housing lot, whatever you want to call it. Next up is Dantooine. Unfortunately, we can't view that one either. I'd really love to, though. We can go to Karlak. Ah, here it is. I knew one of these lots had a second section to it, and it's this one. So Karlak, you would spawn out here. You would have this little area to build on, and then you would be able to go up the hill, and you would have an extra little spot here. That's pretty much it. Okay, so next up is the asteroid lot. You know, it's funny. A funny story is the asteroid lot in the original game. I used this lot for my apocalypse, base. Basically, what that was. Oh, sweet! There's low gravity too. Basically, what that was, I was a huge fucking freak back then, because I believed in the end of the world for 2012, and before that date came, I created like this secret apocalypse surviving base here, and it was actually really fun. You would be able to, dude, hell yeah, I'm flying. Let's see how far I go. Oh. Did I actually get out of the shield? Can I walk more? No. Oh, I actually am. Sort of. Can I go up more? That's the question. I don't think I can. No. Well, I'm just gonna leave it like that. That's so neat. I love the graphics on Fantastic. I really do. So anyway, that was the asteroid lot. Managed to glitch that easily. We've already checked out the attack cruiser, trophy room, Jedi living quarters, Padawan dormitory. Let's go to the Coruscant luxury apartment. This was one of my favorite houses too because I actually earned it. We actually earned it. Because you had to do so many stages of, you had 2 additional NPCs to Lightsabre duel, which was Yoda and Quinlan Voss. And if you defeated those 2 on each mode, you would unlock this housing. And this one was one of my most carefully decorated housing lot I ever had. Alright. Alright, so I don't think we can actually view the Ryloth cannon base. Oh, yeah, we can. Sweet. So we'll visit that, and then we got one more. So, dude, this is really nothing. It's just, yeah. Yep. That's pretty much it. Now, this lot was never in the original game. And to see this being in the emulator really makes me excited. Because this lot looks extremely gorgeous. This is the official Christophsis lot. And I spoke to one of the developers, one of my closest friends too, about removing the walls to a lot of these places. Hopefully they really do. I really fucking hope they do. Is that a geyser? No, it's a waterfall. Oh look, it's a waterfall. Okay. Yeah, this just incredible. Just beyond incredible. Get me up there! Get me up there! Why can't I get up there? Where do I have to go? What? What? Where do I have to go? You're not gonna let me back up though. Am I like swimming? Well, basically. The only thing that I do find annoying is the no, you can't go there. Is the battle music. That's like the only thing I find really annoying. Because if this lot is official and it releases, I do not want the battle music. Because that's gonna be really annoying. Hey, hey, hey. I won't get up there. Yeah, thank you. But so yeah, this whole area right there is protected by a shield. And not a shield, a wall. And so I really, really hope eventually that they decide to remove it, because I really would love to do some screenshots over here. But yeah, that's basically the whole Christophsis scene, technically. Alright. So unfortunately, I believe it has come time. We've checked out pretty much everything in the entire emulator. So let's go. Let's leave. We're gonna go to Coruscant. So down in the comments below, let me know what your favorite housing lot was for that. Now, as I mentioned, the only playable minigame that we have right now is Star Typer. Gives you a certain amount of credits here and there. But I think we're going to leave that for a later video. Unfortunately, I do apologize for that, but I'm running on a little time schedule. Nothing too much, but I gotta end this video soon. I think right here is where we're gonna end it. Alright. You know what? I really fucking love that. Just that little lighting right there is just fucking beautiful. So anyway, that pretty much does it. If this video actually is on YouTube, then you guys know that I did a good job at OBS. So anyway, that pretty much does it for the entire Star Wars The Clone Wars Adventures emulator that's currently in game right now. I want to take a moment to say thank you for everyone who has supported these type of videos on my channel. Star Wars The Clone Wars Adventures is a huge game in my childhood, through my teenage years, now through my adult years. And believe it or not, it really got me... It helped me a lot, basically. I made a bunch of new friends, had some really emotional moments, just all out. It was incredible. Obviously, everyone had their worst times in this game, but overall, it's definitely going to come back. I hope it's going to be soon, obviously. I honestly hate the fact that I know multiplayer is not going to be releasing until a lot later down the future, but it's what it is. Overall, it's a really emotional day because today officially marks 5 years. 5 long years since we last stepped foot in the official Jedi Temple. Since we probably last spoke to our friends. And but now it's going to be coming back soon. So hopefully, and with a lot better graphics too. But so yeah, I'm going to do a little recap just real quick. Clone Wars Adventures Emulator. This is the 1000% legit official emulator that has proven their progress through time and time again. There is no Jedi membership. You're never going to have to worry about having a membership run out in this emulator. This emulator does not cost any real money. The emulator is 1000% free. So the only currency that we will have are Republic credits and tokens, obviously. There was a rumor about having a daily, not a daily, but like a weekly station cash spin, but that idea has been trashed, thankfully. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I will definitely leave the link down in the description below to their website, and I'll try to post a link to their emulator, the official Discord, in the description too. I want to say a very big thank you to all the developers who have constantly put effort and hard work into this. Without this emulator, there would honestly be no emulator. Simple. So, big thank you to everyone who is working on this, and a little discussion about what's coming down in the future. Multiplayer, obviously. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to do weekly updates or if they'll do monthly updates. I really hope they'll do weekly, but if they think that's too much, then at least try to do like a twice a week type thing update. That's what I would personally like to see anyway. And there are some stuff that I personally know that I really can't say on this video, because if I do, I might get in trouble with the developers, so I'm going to keep that little secret just as a tease for now. But there's going to be some really exciting outfits in the far future that I already know of. And not going to say by who, because I'm not going to get them in trouble. But there's going to be a lot of exciting stuff coming soon. Not soon, but in the future. There's going to be a lot of exciting stuff. So, again, final time. Down in the comments below, flood the comments. I would love to see that. Comment down below what your favorite memory is from each combat zone, what your worst memory is, and what your favorite housing lot is. The final thing I want you guys to comment down below is basically, what do you hope to accomplish when the emulator fully launches for multiplayer? What is your idea to do? What is your goal? What is your main objective? For me, it's going to be maxing out everything, collecting every piece of armor, collecting every weapon, obtaining every trophy, just everything. I'm going to try and do that, and when I do that, when I achieve that goal, I'm going to do another video just to prove that I stood by to my promise that I'm going to do this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This very long video. It's probably a couple hours now, but it's well worth it if this video actually is still recording to this moment. But this video probably will not be uploaded until 8 o'clock at night, or I might do it early morning. I'm not sure yet. But I'll probably end up doing it early morning. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really, really hope you do. Really hope you guys tell me what you think of this video. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. And that's honestly all I have to say. So may the Force be with you. It's been one hell of a long journey. It's been 5 years. And it's just going to keep going. Until next time, I will see you guys later.